Good evening, sports fans. This is the culmination, the ultimate games of League 1 Season 14. Later tonight is the BBVA Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama, between Mississippi State and Navy. But up first is your BCS National Championship between the University of South California and Syracuse University. We're going to take a quick look through the roster of the USC Trojans with the head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Coach Spectre. Coach.
Hello, sports fans. We've got the BCS National Championship imminently underway between Syracuse and USC. Going to give you a look inside under the hood of the USC Trojan football team, led by Sam Darnold, redshirt senior. He stayed in. He was a 99 last year. He's got to be 103 or 104 this year. He's got 99 awareness, excellent throwing power and accuracy, and this season he's got 42 passing touchdowns with 10 interceptions, almost 300 yards a game, and a 180 rating, although he hasn't been below 170 really for his entire career. It will end tonight for Darnold in one way or another, but his numbers for those 3 seasons, phenomenal. Stephen Carr, the impact player, had halfback as a 98, and he's got about 100 yards a game at 1,200 yards with 10 touchdowns. He's also got about 20 yards receiving, so he's not forgotten in the passing game. Vivek Malapai is the backup halfback, and he's got about 80 yards a game, so they definitely utilize him as well, certainly in the running game. They don't utilize a fullback. Their wide receiver core, led by Tyler Vaughns, is a 98, and he is averaging almost 100 yards a game with 13 touchdowns. Pittman Jr., a 95, as the wide receiver number 2, getting 62 yards a game. And Josh Imatorbhebhe is the slot receiver, a junior 89, with about 40 yards a game with 7 touchdowns. The other receivers, although they are fantastic at 289s and an 88, not quite so involved in the passing game. The tight end is, however, Josh Falo, and he's got 10 touchdowns in the red zone. Their second leading receiver for touchdown catches. We'll look for him inside the 5, inside the 10. The offensive line is going to have some substitutions on it. We'll get to that in a second. It's led by Austin Jackson. The All-American left tackle is a 92. The left guard, Roy Hemsley, is out, so either Brett Nealon or Chris Fuller will be playing in that position because there is another injury, not Cole Smith, a 91 senior, the rock of the offensive line, and not Andrew Voorhees, the 95 highest-rated player on the offensive line, and he should be a menace to what we like to do. It's going to be tough to game plan around him. But Johnston is out, and he will be replaced by either Nealon or Fuller. So they still have good players behind these guys. A small drop-off at right tackle, potentially a larger drop-off at left guard. Still quality. And then the other 3 players, 91 at center, 92 left tackle, 95 right guard. Defensive end Jay Tufele is a 90 at left end, and Christian Rector, All-American impact player, 98 right defensive end with 98 awareness. Brandon Peely, 96 at D-tackle, with Tia Puloto backing him up should they go with a 4-man front. Jordan Iosefa, a 92 with 91 awareness at left outside linebacker. He should be a menace in passes out to the flats and in corner routes on that right-hand side of our offense. John Houston Jr., the impact player, 98 middle linebacker, fantastic player, 6'3". He's got 99 awareness. He's got a whole bunch of other 99s. He's a phenomenal player. He's got excellent coverage skills. He's going to be a force. Olawole Batuku Jr. might play, so might Levi Jones, both 90s. Connor Murphy, the right outside linebacker, is a 91 with 86 awareness, should be patrolling that side of the field. And Jack Jones, Another stud on a hot streak. He's a 98 overall. He's got 99 awareness, 99 man coverage, 99 zone coverage, 99 pressing, 99 play recognition, and 77 catching. Number 25, a player to watch for. Yakeli Ross, a 93, and Jamel Cook round out the corners for the nickel package. Should they go to 4 defensive backs, C.J. Pollard might be an area we may be able to encounter a human being. Isaiah Polomao, the sophomore 91 free safety, punching above his weight. He's an excellent sophomore with 83 awareness, a superstar in the making. And then Bubba Bolden at strong safety, backed up by Jamel Cook, a coverage safety if he comes in. Round out the defense. Excellent special teams. Chase McGrath, the All-American kicker. There's only 2 of those in the country, and he's one of them. He's a 97 overall with phenomenal power and accuracy. And should they punt, hopefully, that would be the only place where they don't possess supreme talent. This is a scary team, a scary roster. I've examined it, I've rationalized it, I've explored it, and I've considered any possible way to get anything out of this. We're going to go into this game acting as if we're down by 7 the entire way and hope to be smart and execute and come out of here with victory by any means necessary. I'm going to turn it over to the voice of Syracuse football, Coach Ninja, and he will take it away from here.
Thank you, Coach. As you can see, a fearsome roster for the USC Trojans. Both teams overall 99, but Trojans 99 in both categories. The Syracuse Orange 93 on defense. Number 1 versus number 2.
Everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA football.
We are at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans for the national championship between these two teams.
Only one is able to celebrate. Tonight, one of these 2 teams will bring home a national championship. Thanks for joining us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Now let's send it out to Brad and Kurt for all the action. We'll see you at the half.
One of the most storied legacies in the history of college football.
I started my coaching career, I had a dream. And every decision that I made, that I will be the head football coach at Syracuse University. Undefeated, untied.
1959 national champions.
Syracuse has scored an undefeated season, and the team carries Ben Schwartzwalder off the field.
It's going to be the greatest victory that you kids have ever had.
dozens of the most prolific and impactful players in the game. The first African American to win the Heisman Trophy. 6 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 53 All-America selections.
We need to make this place the hardest place to play in the country. We need you. We need everyone. This is our state, our town, our team, and we gotta win now. Go Orange!
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia. This is League1 NCAA football.
Don't you let anyone steal history away from you.
Since 1889, this is Syracuse football.
Louis IV takes the knee, USC winning the toss and electing to receive to begin. Here in the Superdome in New Orleans, Coach Krieg says, "Fuck the Trojans, fuck Pete Carroll, go Orange." As the Orange head out onto the field with Darnold under center, they hand off to Carr. He breaks a tackle. He breaks 2. And he is gone. Stephen Carr gets great run blocking and breaks a number of one-on-one tackles. And 10 seconds into the game, after one USC possession, the score is 7-0 Trojans. Metcalf in the paint, takes it out. Stopped at the 17-yard line.
Quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive.
5 wide receivers here for Tommy Tanuvasa and the Orange. Their first possession of the game. Lofton is free and clear over the middle as the drag route draws the defender. He gets a 13-yard catch on the slant.
Garnering national attention. You sit down with this kid, he's very special. There's really no surprise he's among the nation's elite right now. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 31.
3-man front with wingers against the shotgun ace here. Lofton comes in motion from left to right. Tanuvasa keeps it, and there's no option for the pitch with 2 defenders closing on him. That's a loss of 2 by Brandon Peely.
From their own 28-yard line, it's 2nd down.
It's a 2-man front here from the Trojans. Throws on the run to Lofton playing tight end. He spins one defender and gets decked by the next man. That's 3 for 3, all to Lofton. And now, at the 50-yard line, are the Orange.
From midfield, 1st down.
Shotgun split big, 2 tight ends, 2 halfbacks, 3 down linemen for the defense. Tommy Tanuvasa holds on to the ball, gets out into space. There's a defender closing. He goes to the sideline to get more yards, and that's a big gain on the ground. Shotgun wide trips, looks like here from the left hash as Tommy Tanuvasa scrambles out of the pocket into space. And that's a late hit in the end zone after the touchdown.
Sends it sailing downfield. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Just in time indeed. We are 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the game. USC scored on an up-the-gut run on their very first play of the game. Now they come out in a spread week. They hand off to the halfback again. He breaks another tackle. He's taken down, but there is a flag on the play. Dave Butts comes up from behind for the tackle, and they call it a face mask. It's a 15-yard penalty, and that moves the Trojans into orange territory.
First and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Tight ends on the left, halfbacks on the right. Darnold's under center. Hand off to the halfback again, and this time the first tackle holds Carr up long enough for the second guy to come in. They stop it at 4, and we see some hurry up here from the Trojans. Hey yourself, Arbark, as Darnold has time in the pocket, and Christopher Frederick comes underneath and gets a deflection. He leads the nation in picks. Great play by Frederick to make it 3rd and 6 now for the Trojans. Darnold with time. Pickman comes from out of bounds. The flag. Illegal touching. That is illegal touching by Michael Pittman Jr. Not the first time that someone's thrown a flag on him for that, but we've been asked not to discuss it by a non-disclosure agreement. As now we see a punt on 4th and 11 from the midfield stripe. And from midfield, the punter puts it in the end zone. They're going to start on their own 20-yard line. Syracuse now in a tie ball game after getting a big stop against a high-powered Trojan offense. 4 down linemen now in the 5 wide. Tanuvasa in the shotgun with time, scrambles out, takes the 6 and gets out of bounds. 2nd and 4 now.
So it's 2nd down now. They need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
Shotgun spread. Metcalf in the backfield. He gets 5 yards and is tackled for the first. Back-to-back plays on the ground get movement downfield for the Orange as they come back out in the 5 wide. Custis in the drag route, 2 yards and caught by a defender in the flat.
33-yard line. Second down.
Spread flex again. This time Metcalf comes out of the backfield. And he gets a 7-yard reception, gets a little bit of downfield blocking to make sure he gets close to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2 now on their own 39. Wide trips from the orange. Keeper by Tanuvasa. He's met at the first down marker by the defense, but the momentum draws him through. Gets about a 4-yard gain and a first down. And they go to the huddle and come back out in the spread flex. 4 down linemen again for the Trojans, as Metcalf gets the handoff and is met after 4. Second and 6, 2 yards shy of enemy territory. Y trips, 3 down linemen set to the left side of the line. Tanuvasa scrambles out to the right. He's got lots of space and downfield blocking. That's his 6th rush of the game, and he gets about 15 yards on that run. Shotgun normal, halfback weak. It looks like a 2-4-5? Is that a thing? And with 2 defensive linemen, they hand off to Mo Neal. Gets a big 16-yard gash up the gut. And it looks like Neal might be hurt. With that run and medical timeout, Syracuse now are on the opponent's 20-yard line.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive.
5 wide receivers here.
5 wide receivers.
And Enoisi in the flat catches the ball and jumps out of bounds after a 3-yard gain. Neal looks like turf toe. He'll be out for 1 quarter. Tanuvasa, nowhere to go. That's an 11-yard sack. It's 3rd and 17 now. Turf toe, the milder form of trench foot. Two down linemen, all the defensive backs as the clock clicks down on 3rd and 17. Tanuvasa in the back, Custis breaks from his defender, and that's a big gain through the air, 20 yards to first and goal.
But he knows his receiver has unbelievably good hands. Having a target like that can be empowering for a quarterback.
The 12th play of the drive.
Wing trips. Lofton comes in motion from right to left. And he gets the handoff and loses a yard.
A tight game so far as we get one step closer to finding out who will be number one. Welcome back here. We resume action now here in the second quarter.
Shotgun ace from the 7-yard line. Sorry, 8-yard line. Tanuvasa scrambles out.
He rolls out to the right.
He gets a 2-yard gain on the scramble as the defense closes in.
Here's play number 14 of this drive.
Shotgun wide trips from the right hash against a 3-3-5. And Lofton with the touchdown.
When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
A 77-play, 5.5-minute yard, a 77-yard drive, 5.5 minutes. Syracuse is now up by 1 score, less than a minute into the second, as they kick the ball out the back of the end zone of USC.
In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions.
5 wide receivers against a dime.
As the offense comes up 5 wide.
And Pittman Jr. is stopped after 0 yards. They call it a rush, but it's a quick screen, and they stick with the hurry up. It's 5 wide receivers, but the quarterback is under center. And this time, Vaughns gets the first down. And they call a face mask on the defense, Scoop Bradshaw.
They're giving away 3 yards and only making life easier for the guys on the other side of the ball.
Oh, Dr. Jocular, they were longer than that.
Yard line. First down.
Darnold stands in the pocket. He throws deep. Scoop Bradshaw puts his hands up and gets the deflection.
You never know what will happen when the ball ricochets like that. Good effort by the defender.
And the screen pass isn't good. Throws it into the dust. It's now 3rd and 10. And Darnold takes the first sack of the game, his first sack of the game, I should say, from Green to make it 4th and 18. As we see another punt from number 3.
Schumacher will be the return man.
Straight down the middle. Schumacher lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone.
This one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. With one quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these two squads. Might be neck and neck the whole way. Syracuse.
And the 2-4 against the split offset. Tanuvasa with the ball. He pitches it back to Metcalf, who can't get around him. It's a 3-yard gain on the triple option.
From their own 23-yard line, it's second down. In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
Tanuvasa in the pocket. Lofton. He gets 1 yard. Third and 6 now on their own 24 for the Orange. Shotgun wide, trips, 3 down linemen. And Jamel Cook gets a hand in with the deflection. First incompletion of the game for Tommy Tanuvasa, as it's now 4th and 6 on their own 24. And Hofrichter comes out for the punt. Hofrichter with a fantastic punt that goes out at the 20-yard line.
All you care about is the end result. And this is a good one.
A 54-yard punt.
Swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays.
Crummenbeck moves in motion. Handoff is to Carr. He gets 5 yards up the middle.
He's been tearing it up in the running game. That carry puts him over 100 yards.
They say that the truly great players step up on the biggest stage. And they don't get any bigger than this.
And on the throw, he caught it.
And Pittman Jr. gets 3 yards, but is tackled short as Green narrowly misses the sack. 3rd and 2 now as we have more hurry up. In the ace, Vaughn's in motion. And Green with the sack.
Great effort by this kid to get in there and make the sack.
Another one bites the dust.
They've been telling all the linebackers and
Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot out.
Third punt of the game for USC. Schumacher under it, elects to receive it this time. Has some blocking, gets around, has to reconvene, but there's a flag on the play. And it moves Syracuse back to their own 35-yard line. Shotgun ace here for Syracuse. Lofton comes in motion. And the pitch is out to Lofton. He's running downfield. And it's a 31-yard rush.
Everyone I see just walks the walk with gritted teeth, but I just stand by and I wait by time they say you gotta toe the line. They want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs, I'll jump on that lightning bolt.
Lofton in motion again. And another pitch, this one a little bit riskier. And with a great spin move, he gets another 21 yards on the ground. He's 3 rushes for 50 yards. And that puts the Orange into the red zone. Custis, closely covered but muscles through his defender, leans forward for an extra 2 yards to make it 2nd and 3. Tanuvasa running circles around the defender, quite literally there, to get the touchdown at the pylon.
That's a great job. There's some tough running right there. When you get close to the end zone, things get very tight. It's tough to maneuver.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Hofrichter puts it deep in the end zone, and Vaughns takes the knee. USC is going to start on their own 25-yard line. They have 2 minutes, 36 seconds, and 3 timeouts, down by 14 points. Darnold in the pocket, Butts makes him jumpy, but he gets the ball off. That's a 20-yard pass to Lewis the 4th.
Good protection and a well-placed ball. Most times, you don't need much more than that.
Hand off to Carr. He breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and gets 16 yards. And we see more hurry up from the Trojans. And Green hits a roadblock, gets around it, and gets to Darnold from behind. They call it an incompletion rather than a sack. And it forces the Trojans to go to the huddle.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
Second and 10 now at 2:17. Darnold in the shotgun with a single back. Green forces the throw out of bounds to make it 3rd and 10. The Trojans looking jumpy. I think they're worried about Green, who appears to be the Agamemnon of this Orange defense. Fantastic 25-yard play on 3rd down, and they hand off to Carr as he slips more defenders, and 14-yard touchdown run for Carr. That gives the ball back to the Orange with 2:01 and 3 of their own timeouts. Deep into the end zone, Schumacher elects to let it go.
Syracuse offense is just clicking on all cylinders for me right now. It's everything they planned for, and it's all working.
Everything is coming together for this offense. They seem to be getting better with each series. And, this game started where this team was, they wondered if they were going to be able to move the ball against this defense. And I think right now, they seem to, as I said earlier, they seem to be growing.
Shotgun wide trips against a 3-3-5 defense. Tanuvasa out of the pocket. Jamal Custis, 16 yards and a long slant, and steps out of bounds. Moves them up to their own 41, costs them 5 seconds. Now out in a wildcat formation. Neal comes in motion from the left. And Neal gets the handoff and throws the ball off a defender's chest. Tanuvasa scrambles out. Great downfield blocking by the wide receivers. Gets a 16-yard gain for Tommy Tanuvasa. And that might have been an illegal block in the back, but not close enough. I guess he made the argument that he could not read the name. Now, that's questionable because we're not sure that that player is able to read. Yeah, but he might be in the communications department. Yeah, okay, you're right. Any other school communications degree would be the joke degree, but it's probably something. Oh, whoa. Hand off to Metcalf. And he gets 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1.
yardage situation here. 2nd down and 1.
Live clock on 2nd and 1. Metcalf in the backfield, and there's a fumble. It's picked up by Cooked.
That catch places him in a dead heat for the team's single-season record.
It's been an incredible relief for a quarterback to know he's got a target this dependable. That's
And
why
there's a
they
turnover.
put numbers so often.
Sorry about that. And now with 107, it's a Trojan ball on their own 24.
Last drive. Not just putting points on the board, but driving the length of the field to be able to eventually put points.
Darnold's flush from the pocket, but he gets it out to Pittman Jr., who gets 16 yards. Now, if Darnold is this good on the Jets, then the AFC East might have something to worry about. But given his performance last year in real life, I'm not so sure. This might be the peak of his career for Mr. Darnold. As he waits in the pocket, and the defender, Champ Bailey, gets a hand in for the deflection.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 40.
2nd and 10 now. Tight end lined up on the left side. Motions from left to right. And while he's being decked, Darnold makes a miracle throw, but it's short. It's 3rd and 1 now.
And in this case, he did. Nice job.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away from that 1st down mark.
Darnold under center now. Carr gets the 1st down.
Bring him down at about the 39-yard line. The Trojans use their 2nd timeout.
And into the backfield, Darnold loses 9 to the sack.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get to do another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
In the 2nd down and long situation. Syracuse.
And back-to-back sacks make it 3rd and 27 as Syracuse spends their 2nd timeout.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
He's tackled at the 48. Syracuse called their final timeout.
And Syracuse forced to call their final timeout in order to get the punt.
Collins is the punter.
It's going to hit the sideline at the 15.
He was able to deaden that kick perfectly. And he gives them a long field to work with.
No timeouts, 16 seconds. We'll see how aggressive the Orange decide to be on the left hash mark.
You'll remember their last possession ended in a lost fumble.
Anytime you give the ball away, it's a disappointment. So these guys want to show that they can hang on to it.
And he throws right away.
Pass to Lofton for 18, 6 seconds. Gets them to their own 34.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. Syracuse.
Tanuvasa comes back out under center. Lofton gets 7, cost it 3 seconds, and it's not a 1st down.
For 7 yards.
2nd and 3 now with 7 seconds to go. And that's incomplete. And it looks like a Hail Mary to end the quarter. Deep underneath, and it's caught by Ross, who's breaking tackles, and that's the second turnover of the game. Tanuvasa's 6th interception of the season. An impressive record.
One half complete in our national championship. The score at the break is 21-14 Orange. We played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollock and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. The first half was a clinic in the running game. Not only were the double teams executed properly by the offensive line, they reached the second level. A pretty demoralizing first half of the defense.
Yeah, because stopping the run's about being physical. And so you know that it's man on man, and you got to push that other guy back. And when you're getting pushed around consistently, and then you go, okay, they're killing us with the run. We got to come up. We got to bring an extra guy in the box. And they're still destroying you. Absolutely 100%. It becomes psychological, and you got to find ways to stop the run because that's the easiest play to do. They're not even having to pass the football, Reese. They're just being able to run it over and over and over again. And if I'm them, I keep running the money play, which has been the running game the whole first half, and it's going to continue to be successful unless you man up and start getting some penetration.
David and I will be keeping an eye on your game and everything else going on in the country here in our palatial and comfortable surroundings in the studio. The best seat in the house belongs to Brad Nessler in Kirkhurst Street.
Quick look at your halftime stats. The score is 14-21 in the favor of Syracuse. Syracuse has 13 first downs to USC's 7, 303 yards to USC's 200 even. Both teams with the bulk of their yards on the ground, 175 for Syracuse, 115 for USC, each 2 touchdowns on the ground. 14 for 18 with one interception, with one touchdown there for Tommy Tanuvasa. 6 for 12, no touchdowns for the Trojans, for 85 yards for the Trojans, 128 yards passing for the Orange. USC is 2 for 5 on third down, whereas Syracuse is 4 for 6. And 2 turnovers from Syracuse. One was a lost fumble by the receiver, and another was an interception to end the second quarter. Total time of possession is in Syracuse's favor at 11 minutes 29 seconds to 4 minutes and 31. Tommy Tanuvasa, 4 for 17, 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 82% completion with a 9.1 yard average, gives him a rating of 153.2. Mo Neal, and in the Wildcat, is 0 for 1. USC's Sam Darnold is 109.5 rated. He's 6 for 12 for 85 yards. That's 50% rating. But man, those completions have been fantastic completions with a 14.1 yard average despite constant pressure, including 4 sacks. On the ground, Stephen Carr is 7 attempts for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns with a long of 75, the very first play of the game. Sam Darnold is 5 sacks for a loss of 5 yards each. Damn, Leon, you got it rocked. That is not that's a lot of damage. Tommy Tanuvasa is the leading rusher for Syracuse, 10 attempts, 89 yards, but Lofton has the highest average at 16.6 off of 2 long 20 and 31 yard as the pitchman in the triple option. Metcalf a consistent 5.2 up the middle 4 times. Through the air, Lofton is 7 for 67 and 1 touchdown with a 9.5 average. Custis has a long of 20, evening out a number of short drags, making him 4 for 45. On the other side, Fallow is 2 for 34 with 17 average. Pittman is 2 for 19, 9.5 average. Lewis and Vaughn's each one at 20 and 12. Defensively, Houston Jr., the 98 middle linebacker, has the most tackles, and Ross has second most with 1 interception for the Trojans. Defensively, Green leads the tackles. He's got 5 tackles, 4 of them are sacks. And Foster and Henderson Jr., the strong safety and middle linebacker, are rounding out the tackles for the Orange. Thank you for joining us as we now get set to resume the third quarter of the national championship between the USC Trojans and the Syracuse Orange.
Syracuse up 7 points. And he's taken down at the 18.
Metcalf with a great run on their own 8 to get to second and inches on their own 18 out of the spread flex.
It's second down, and they're about the length of the football from the first down marker.
Shotgun Y trips. Quarterback keeper by Tanuvasa and slides into space. Shotgun split big. Metcalf with a great snatch while pirouetting. It's a 3-yard catch, but the defender was right next to him. He did a great job to keep it out of the defender's hands, let alone come down with the ball.
Second down and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 28.
And another keeper by Tanuvasa. He gets the first down and is snagged from behind. He is now over 100 yards rushing. Shotgun normal, halfback weak here against a 3-3-5 stack. Handoff to Neal as number 90 closes in quickly through a wide gap. Stops it after 1 yard. Shotgun spread flex now. 4 down linemen. Metcalf out of the backfield. It's a 2-yard catch before the corner switches to him. Stops him to make it 3rd and 7. Four down linemen here in the dime. And somebody on the line gets a hand in. The ball goes backwards almost instantly. And Coach Spectre follows the rule book and sends Hofrichter out onto the field for the punt.
Punts away. This one's like a line drive. Calls for the fair catch, and Syracuse coaches just got to be happy. I love the coach.
Good punt to the 19-yard line on a short field. The Trojans get a chance to sally forth in an attempt to break the siege.
But they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt by their defense.
Follow in the flat. He decks the first defender. Frederick coming from across the field, and it's team tackling that takes down Josh Follow after a 42-yard gain, and we see hurry up from Syracuse. And Pittman Jr. over the middle gets 9. Another pass to Follow. And the extra point will tie this up.
It's been a terrific campaign for this young man from day one. Breaking that record would be quite an honor.
Here's the PAT to tie this thing up. He splits the uprights with the extra point. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Excellent kick.
Metcalf in the middle of the end zone. Gets stopped at about the 12-yard line.
Well, obviously they've made some adjustments after the first half, and it's paid off for them. I think right now they're tuned in to what this offense is trying to do, and I think also just playing with a little bit more of a chip on their shoulder.
You don't want to squander any possessions, but maybe now is the right time to dip into your bag of tricks.
Shotgun split big here against a 3-down lineman front. Tanuvasa keeps it, but can't escape the help coming from the linebackers.
This is just solid run defense.
It's a loss of 4.
Push up front, not allowing the runner to have much room to work with. And at the end, they're able to wrap him up.
They line up at the 8. It's second down.
Tanuvasa now under center in the eye. And he weaves his way through. They're going to call that forward progress at 3rd and 1. After he got dragged backwards a couple of yards by the defender. Third and 1 now from their own 20. In a tie ball game halfway through the third.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
Rex Culpepper in the game. In the eye. Handoff is to Richards, the fullback. Tyrell Richards. He is hit in the backfield, but he spins the defender around him to complete the 3rd and short. And Tanuvasa comes back onto the field for the 5 wide.
Backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation.
Lofton on the slant with 16. He's been quiet since the first quarter. There's a big gain there.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 39.
1st and 10 now. Tanuvasa out in the 5 wide.
Defense anticipating pass here.
Scrambles
He's going to try and scramble.
and throws the ball away.
Gets rid of it.
Even though they didn't sack him, the pressure was still enough to force a bad pass. If you can get in there and disrupt the pocket, then the quarterback is going to have a tougher time getting the ball to his playmakers.
Second and 10 now.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Metcalf snatches it in front of the defense. In front of the 98 middle linebacker. And he hangs on to make it 3rd and 3. John Houston Jr.'s 7th tackle of the game.
Third down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
Shotgun wide trips on 3rd down. The ball is high and ahead of Metcalf, and he reaches for it and makes sure that Tommy Tanuvasa passes the 4,000-yard mark for the season. Now into enemy territory.
So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers.
And a good read by Tanuvasa on second down to give to Metcalf up the middle. Moves it to third and short. Custis wide open over the middle. Easy pitch and catch for 5 yards to get the first down to the 32.
First and 10. Ball on the 32.
Tanuvasa with the keeper. 9 yards. As the clock ticks down on the third.
And this is the 12th play of the drive. In what may be one of the best championships ever, we still have one more quarter to play, and we're all tied up. All tied up, and we head to
Metcalf clotheslined at the marker. They call it 3rd and inches. He's had a lot of hang-ons this game and been given the ball the last 3 plays, 2 runs and a pass. Glad to have you, Coach Storm. Glad to have you here for the 4th. It's a close game, 21-21. A minute into the 4th quarter here. It's now 3rd and inches in the red zone. Tanuvasa under center. Metcalf, and they call it short at 4th and inches. And the Orange going aggressive. They're putting the quarterback on the field in 5 wide on 4th down. Tanuvasa scrambling. He has to get around the edge. and he dives for the pylon.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. I know it. Don't I show it? So don't give up now.
That's a huge fourth down play for the Heisman winner, Tommy Tanuvasa.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. And he got all
Puts USC on the hot seat. Down by 7, 6:01 to go.
I think they're confused. I think it starts up front with the offensive line. They're not having the typical game that you'd expect to see from them as far as communication. I think
USC having punted 3 times, but also having 3 possessions that were quick and effective. A tale of 2 Trojans.
both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball.
As now Darnold comes out under center in an I with tight end on the left. Green chases him out, and he hits Pittman. Sam Darnold, another miracle midair throw to Pittman, hitting the curl. And they hurry up. And finally, the mid-air throw goes awry as it is snatched by Evan Foster, the strong safety, with a great snatch. Excellent field position now for Tanuvasa out of the 5 wide. Custis hit and rolling. It's now 2nd and 8, but it starts the clock moving.
From their own 47-yard line. 2nd down. Syracuse up 7 points.
Custis breaks the first tackle and turns a 3-yard gain into 7. Third and 1 now.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away from that first down marker.
And Tanuvasa throws it away as he doesn't see anybody he likes.
is just to throw the ball into coverage. He got away with one right there. He's very fortunate. Next time he should just throw it away out of bounds.
And Hofrichter is going to try for the kick. They're calling it 63 yards. It's up. It has distance. They call it short.
Kickers in the entire country who would have made that kick, let alone kickers in this stadium today.
You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way.
And it puts USC on the field in the middle. It is the first missed field goal of the season. Oh, of his career for Hofrichter. 63 yards and just short.
From their own 46-yard line, it's second down.
Darnold under center on 2nd and 10. Vaughn's in motion. Stopped after 5. Syracuse calls timeout on 3rd and 5.
From the 49-yard line, third down.
Champ Bailey with the deflection as Darnold has to make another throw off his feet, and now on 4th and 5 from the opponent's 49-yard line. This is a very aggressive play from the USC Trojans. They're coming for it. The Orange don't like it. Five wide receivers against a quarter here. Darnold under center, and he is sacked for a turnover.
He's very close to the record for sacks in a game. Teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
5 wide receivers here for Tanuvasa, who keeps the ball and loses a yard trying to run it.
Second and 11. Ball on the 45-yard line.
2nd and 11. Syracuse comes out in the wide trips. Play clock counting down. And Bavaro with a curl turns around and gets 12, the tight end. His first catch of the game into field goal range with a live clock at just over 3 minutes.
From the 33-yard line, it's first down.
Mo Neal with a 3-yard gain.
and 7. Ball on the 30-yard line.
Tanuvasa with the quarterback keeper. Excellent run blocking by the tight end to tie up two guys. Forces USC to call their first timeout now 6 seconds under 2 minutes. It's now 3rd and 1.
Situation here. It's 3rd and 1. Just under
Tommy Tanuvasa comes out in the flex spot. Metcalf comes in motion. Tanuvasa keeps it. He's tackled forward to 4th and inches on their own 23. And USC calls a timeout, and the field goal unit's on the field. Hofrichter puts it up, and it's a 10-point game. USC has 1:49 and 1 timeout. Now Hofrichter puts it through the uprights and then out the back of the end zone.
for a touchback for Syracuse. They've been getting into the backfield quite a bit. Great job by the defense tonight, getting into the backfield and creating issues for this line.
They also have that one takeaway.
This offense hasn't had any trouble moving the ball on the ground.
No, they haven't. So maybe they should just focus a bit more on the running game to mix it up and keep the defense guessing.
Getting to the national title game requires a well-balanced team, and these guys have that. But winning it takes a very good defensive effort, and they're up to the challenge. And the defense stopped them cold on 4th down during their last drive.
Darnold under center with 5 wide receivers. And Christopher Frederick gets a hand in and deflects the ball but can't come down with it as he jumps the route. Second and 10 now.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 25. Just under 2 minutes in the game.
And Green comes through with a sack.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get the blue. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
So the sack makes this 3rd and very long. They bring the quarterback down.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
And up 4th and 26, down by 10. The Trojans are going to go for it. Green looking to beat the single game sack record now that he's tied it.
He might not be able to get the pass off. He heaves it deep. Well, that one should do it. A 4th down stop here late in the 4th.
And
That should be the nail in the
it isn't caught. Goes right through the receiver's hands. It's now 1st and goal after the turnover on downs.
And they're playing every down like they want to win that thing.
First and goal from the 9. 52 seconds. Rex Culpepper in the game. Handoff is to Richards, who gets 0. USC spends their final timeout.
From the 8-yard line. Second down. We have less than a minute to go. You'll go down to 1 knee.
And with that, the Syracuse Orange are 14-0 national champions and the first user to do it in 4 seasons. As the clock clicks down after the quarterback takes the knee. An excellent team, the USC Trojans. We see one more knee here from Tanuvasa. Fantastic game by Tanuvasa, Lofton in the first half, Metcalf in the second, and Green really ever since the second quarter began. Thank you for joining us. That's been your Season 14 National Championship between number 2 USC and number 1 Syracuse. Tough matchup against a very highly rated USC team. Tanuvasa the sophomore Heisman winner. First play of the game and Carr's touchdown, and it set a tone that Syracuse said, no, not today. A great defensive game for the Orange. Getting into the backfield, stopping Sam Darnold, making him throw off the back foot. And the throws he made were miracles. And he still was below 50%. Thank you for joining us. We'll take a quick look at the stats to end this game. Ending score 31-21, 21-9 in first downs, 452 total offense to 278. That means only 78 yards of total offense for the Trojans in the second half because they were at 200 at the half. And additionally, the Trojans, they were 2 for 4 on third down at the half, and now they're 2 for 7, so no third down completions for the Trojans in the second half. Turnover battle is 2 to 1 because of a fumble and an interception on a Hail Mary. Time of possession drastically in Syracuse's favor. Penalties, a number of serious penalties for a lot of yards in, I think, mostly in the first quarter. Three of those 4 penalties in the first quarter. Tanuvasa, 25 for 31 for 203 yards against a good defense. 137 yards on the ground. A very good defense for USC, expecting people to pass against them all the time. Clearly not ready for the options. That's not something that they'd been seeing, as Lofton sees 83. 83 yards through the air to Lofton, and Custis with another 64. Defensively, Green, 7 sacks.
That's awful against that team. Yeah. That's huge. He threw 7 sacks against the best in the country. He just missed a 63-yarder. He was great punt. Great punt. Look at that. 47 average with 1 inside the 20.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us. We will resume shortly with the second bowl game of this evening. It's going to be Navy, Mississippi State. We will see you soon.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to this bowl extravaganza. We've got a doubleheader on Twitch tonight. We just had the national championship between my Syracuse Orange and the number 2 ranked USC Trojans. They put up a hell of a fight, and we escaped with the victory. Now, in the second game of the doubleheader, Navy takes on a powerful SEC team in Mississippi State, who began the season on a 4-1 tear, beating a couple of top 25 opponents before potentially suffering a few injuries and middling in the middle of the season, but then rallying towards the end to secure this bowl bid. Meanwhile, Navy lost to a couple of top 5 teams, lost to a top 10 team, had a winning record against Users, but was unfortunate in their schedule. They played too many teams in the top 15. Now, with a shot on an even playing field, they will take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We will turn the mic over to Coach Ninja, the coach of the Navy Midshipmen. He's going to give you an inside look at their opponent this week. I can tell you that the Navy Midshipmen, the scouting report on them, is they like to win football games. Here's Coach Ninja with a look at the Bulldogs.
Thank you, Coach. First off, Keaton Thompson is a 90 overall quarterback. He's got good awareness. He's a senior, good agility, acceleration, and decent speed. He gets 250 yards a game through the air, which is impressive, with a good ratio of 26-6 passing touchdowns to interceptions. He gets another 42 yards on the ground with 9 rushing touchdowns. He does run the ball. Kylan Hill is also an impact player. He gets 80 yards a game and 6 touchdowns and another 34 yards through the air. They definitely throw to him. Webb, 40 yards a game, probably in relief looking by those numbers. Knox, the fullback, not much to speak of. Reggie Todd, number 1 wide receiver, 100 yards a game, 13 touchdowns, by far their number 1. Heath, number 2 at 40. Talley, number 3 at 29. Spivey, Jorquarius Spivey, gets 38 yards a game and 6 touchdowns, so they use the tight end, but they don't appear to throw to the second or third. So really, it's Todd, Heath, and Spivey. Across the line, 88, 71, 90, 80, 89. 1 weakness and 1 stellar guy on the line. Overall, a quality line. Defensively, 86 left end and a 73 right end. Flank an 83 D tackle, and Errol Thompson, middle linebacker, is the backup tight end. Seemingly everywhere. Left outside linebacker is a 77, but the reason Thompson is everywhere is because he's a 95 senior middle linebacker. He's going to be all over the place. But that also conversely means that when they need another D tackle, it's actually probably going to be Bennett. And Willie Gay Jr. flanks Thompson. That's 2 90-rated out linebackers. We're going to stay away from the right outside and the middle linebacker and hope to pick on Fitz Henley and Johnson. Playing corner, Dantzler is a 90, Murphy is an 84, and Furge and Charles are both solid 82s. 73 free safety, but 87 strong safety. So this is a team with weaknesses at places on defense, but they've also got some really good strengths. Those 2 linebackers and then that corner are going to do damage. We're going to have to be aware of them. 95-81 legs mean they will be able to kick for distance. And that's the Mississippi Bulldogs.
And there's the look at Mississippi State. Navy taking on the Bulldogs in Birmingham, Alabama in the BBVA Compass Bowl. Taking a look at the stats here real quick prior to the game. And Navy coming into the game with 30.6 points per game, while Mississippi State coming in at 33.4. A slight edge for the Bulldogs there in a crucial category. Beyond that, the Bulldogs with a much more balanced offense, 34th overall, 62nd and 83rd rushing and passing, while Navy operates their ball control offense. They like to have long drives, even if it's only 2 or 3 of them, and keep the other offense off the field. Therefore, their offensive numbers generally are underrated. Defensively, though, they gain the benefit, coming into the game with a 28th ranked defense versus the 97th ranked defense for the Bulldogs. So Mississippi State, familiar with shootouts, Navy playing conservative, will look to maintain control over this football game in the pace department. You look at the turnover differential, both teams on opposite sides of the spectrum. Turnover differential could be a massive factor in this game, as the Bulldogs come in at +9. That puts them 11th in the country for the season. Meanwhile, Navy at -4 is 91st in the country in turnovers. So Navy, if they can win the turnover battle, will go a long way towards remaining in this football game for as long as possible. Coach Ninja has an excellent bowl record. Navy, on the other hand, in this uphill battle will be a challenge. This is an American team who lost to a couple of top 10 teams and a couple of users, or one user, and then facing off against an SEC team who started hot, petered out, and then came on strong late. So these two teams present an intriguing and even-sided matchup. We hope that the billing is only a preview of what we have in store for you tonight. We now go towards the field in Birmingham, Alabama, where the Navy midshipmen take on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. 90 overall for the Bulldogs versus an 86 for Navy gives you an insight into the slight uphill battle that the midshipmen face in this bowl game. There's Mississippi State right there. No, that's Texas A&M, a different Burgundy in the SEC taking on Auburn. But the Bulldogs, having beaten LSU and a couple of top 25 pretenders or contenders in the early part of the season, are going to be hoping that they are close to their early season form. Meanwhile, Navy has peaked as of late, and they come into the football game averaging 30.6 points per game. As stated earlier, you see the numbers there. They're actually 37th in passing, and as we stated, they play ball control, so that is a high ranking for what they've been able to do this year. On the defensive side of the ball, Mississippi State comes in with nothing spectacular, averaging 32.6 points per game allowed. Navy's 29.6 should hold up. They're middle of the pack. Looking at the best players for Mississippi State, we see Maiden, the quarterback, flanked by the left tackle and the wide receiver, both of whom have been playing well as of late.
That's wise.
Going to the Navy sideline, we see Perry, Lee, and Rawls. Rawls, the special teams maestro, 5 of 6 so far this season on field goals, and Perry and Lee leading the offense from the halfback and tight end position. Perry coming in with 1,200 yards. Looks like we might have weather conditions. Heavy rain coming down in Birmingham. Going to be a muddy pitch out there on the field.
BBVA Compass Bowl. We've done all we can do here. Time to tee it up. Let's send it out to Brad and Kirk for the call. David and I will be with you at halftime.
Rainy conditions from Birmingham, Alabama, as Navy takes on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State from UAB Stadium. Coin toss goes against Navy. We'll see what Mississippi State does. They elect to kick. Navy will open the football game with possession. And we are set to get the BBVA Compass Bowl underway. Last minute machinations by Coach Ninja. And the kick is a little bit into the end zone. Walker takes it out from 2 yards deep, gets a good block, and is down the left sideline. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be brought back, and Navy suffers from the opponent's 48-yard line to their own 10. A 42-yard penalty. Going to give Navy the football to start the ball game. Five wide receivers for the midshipmen on the opening play of the ball game. Multiple defensive backs for the Bulldogs. Underneath, complete. That's a 2-yard gain to Taylor Jackson. One pass attempt, one completion. 2 yards, and we are off and running. Ball at the 12 now, 2nd and 8 under this heavy downpour here in Birmingham. Tackled for a loss. It's a 4-yard loss by Zach Abey. That's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the midshipmen from their own 7. Spread set for the midshipmen on offense. 5 receivers going out from the huddle. Abey in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, looks, moves a little bit to the right, and then completes it over the middle to Taylor Jackson. A massive 21-yard gain on 3rd and a mile. And Navy will continue their opening drive. Now out of the shadow of their own goalposts, all the way out to the 28-yard line. They'll call it the 29 as Navy has a 1st and 10.
From their own 29-yard line. First down.
Twin tight end set eye tight for the midshipmen against a 4-man front. Handoff up the gut to Perry. He picks up 3. Now going to be 2nd and 7.
Today could really be historic for him. He's on the verge of breaking a record here. You should be awfully proud of what he's been able to accomplish. 2-yard line. Second down.
Twin tight end set once again for Navy. Back to pass goes Aby. Finds his man, picks up a half a yard. Now going to be 3rd and 7.
They'll line it up again on
3rd and 7 as Navy breaks the huddle. First possession of the football game. Ball at their own 37-yard line. Play action pass. Aby looks to Lee. Finds him for the completion. It's a big 18-yard gain and a fresh set of downs for the midshipmen here in the early going. Aby off to a 4-for-4 start. And out of the huddle comes the Navy offense. Ball just outside their own 40. Machinations at the line of scrimmage. As Hayes fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper up the gut, picks up 9. Going to be 2nd and short. Reggie Hayes, the backup quarterback, who has come in all season on select plays and formations, executes a 9.5-yard run, catches the defense off guard a little bit here in the first quarter. We're about the halfway mark of the opening frame. Zach Aby under center at quarterback. Twin tight end set. Up the middle they go. They get the first down. It's a yard gain by Malcolm Perry. Good enough for a fresh set of downs at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs.
First and 10. Ball on the 40.
Three and a half or so minutes remaining in the first. Twin tight end set for Navy. Man in motion. Back to pass goes Aby. Can't quite find anybody. Fires it, and it's deflected twice. Could have been intercepted by 2 or 3 different defenders, but the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. Now going to be 2nd and 10. 3:13 remaining in the opening frame. Navy just outside field goal range. Shotgun, single back set, 11 personnel for the midshipmen. Aby takes the snap, drops back. Finds the halfback Perry over the middle on the angle route. He picks up 7. Now going to be 3rd and 3 from field goal range. It looks to be inside the 35. It is indeed inside the 35. Big play coming here for Navy against this Mississippi State defense. Late in the first quarter on the opening possession of the football game. Shotgun wide trips for the midshipmen. 4 down linemen for Mississippi State. Handoff up the gut, doesn't get the first, doesn't lose any yards. They'll call it a no-gain play. Now going to be 4th and 3 on the 33-yard line. We're almost 5 minutes into the opening quarter.
It's 11 yards against. How much? 17?
Scott Rawls, a Tier 1 recruit for Navy, somebody who they signed 2 years ago under heavy competition, is going to come out to attempt this long 50-yard field goal. He's got 11-mile-an-hour winds at his back, but there's rain coming down. Kick is up, straight, true, and just falls short. Didn't miss by much. We'll see here on the replay what his range might be today. Yeah, that hit the crossbar and fell short. So if he's a half yard closer, if it's 52, if they get to the 32, meanwhile, we're scoreless.
The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game.
Mississippi State on offense. Hands off up the gut, picks up 4 on the first play of their offense. Going no huddle are the Bulldogs. Back to pass goes Thompson, finds Webb. And LaDamian Webb with a 14-yard catch on a slant route from right to left across your radio dial picks up a first down for the Bulldogs just across the midfield stripe. Handoff up the gut, navigates his way between holes, and Kylan Hill with his second carry. No huddle again go the Bulldogs, Navy having to respond in kind quickly. And they do with great success. A massive play on defense is going to bring up 3rd and 5. We're here in a rainy, hazy fog in Birmingham. And now, late in the first quarter, Mississippi State faces 3rd and 5 against the Navy defense. Scramble play. He gets the first down, evades 2 tacklers, and 2 others bring him down after he gets past the marker. No huddle again by the Bulldogs. Single back set, back to pass goes Thompson. Looks to the left side. Picks up 2 on a very quick out. That's only Thompson's second completion of the game. A few runs have been the providers of the Mississippi State offense. But now another catch. There's 3 for 3. This one to Reggie Todd. Their longest pass play of the game so far, albeit in the early going, only a 14-yard gain, but it's good enough for a first down inside the red zone. They call a draw play, and it's swallowed up. The Navy defense ready and Johnny on the spot. Now going to be 2nd and long. The midshipmen have an opportunity here to hold on defense. Coming out of the huddle with a 4-man front are the midshipmen. 4 wide receivers and a halfback for the Bulldogs. Good pass rush, forces a quick throw, and Jaquarius Spivey picks up a few yards, bringing it to 3rd down and 8. Back to pass goes Thompson, looking, can't quite find anybody, has to throw into the end zone on a desperation pass, and the Navy defense is ready for it. The first quarter is going to end with a defensive stop by the midshipman defense. It's going to hold Mississippi State to what will likely be a field goal attempt to open the second quarter. From the 24-yard line, going to be a 34-yard kick.
Mississippi State could take the lead with this field goal.
Kick is up and good. A simple turn of events on that play as Mississippi State takes the early points, 3-0, as Navy will begin their second drive of the ball game.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
One play into the second quarter we go as Navy takes over at their own 25. Twin tight end set. Two backs in the backfield. ISO run up the gut by Perry. Nets no gain. Going to be 2nd and 10. There's a couple of big bodies there. The defensive tackle and left end for Mississippi State converge on the football. Second and 10 from the 25 we go. 3-0 Mississippi State. Eleven personnel, single back set with a tight end and 3 receivers. Aby takes the snap, drops back, looks, finds the halfback out of the backfield. Perry picks up 7. Going to be 3rd and 4. It's a misty, foggy game here in Birmingham. The rain coming down in steady droves, slowing both teams' offenses down. Navy in a shotgun set. Big third down coming here. Back to pass he goes. Finds the slant from left to right. He had to wait on it, but he was patient. The pocket held up, and he was able to make a good throw for a first down. That's a big, fresh set of downs for the midshipman offense right near midfield.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 49.
Ball hovering near the midfield stripe. Flexbone offense. Quarterback keeper. He eschews the fullback dive up the gut. That was the right play against that defense. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the handoff done in time and get stuffed for no gain. Going to be 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line, their own 49, in this 3-0 ball game. Navy trying to hold serve. Out of the huddle they come. The ball just south of the logo. Twin tight end set. Eye tight for the midshipman. 4 down lineman for the Bulldogs. Play action pass. Looking. Finds the man underneath. And that's good for 6 yards. Zach Frade, the second tight end, coming up with a big catch for a good positive gain. Going to make it 3rd and approachable. Navy in good field position. The ball resting in Mississippi State territory at the 44. Once again, they are closing in on scoring range. You think one first down might do it. Big play on 3rd down now in the shotgun set. Aby drops back, looks, has some time, finds his man on the slant. Kelvin Wright with a 6-yard gain. Going to be a fresh set of downs for the Middies.
Still hasn't missed a receiver on this drive.
Now at the 38.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 38.
Out of the huddle they come. Shotgun set, 11 personnel, shotgun wide, trips for the Middies. 4 down linemen again for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. AB takes the snap. It's a handoff up the gut, and Perry has nowhere to go. The defense closes quickly. They predicted that play, and it's going to be a 2-yard loss. Mississippi State was ready for the safe call on first down. Out of the huddle they come, 5 wide receivers for the Navy midshipmen. AB drops back. And it's going to be a sack. He didn't want to throw the pick. There was good coverage on multiple receivers on that play. And the sack is better than the pick in Navy's eyes. Now with 3:33 and ticking, Navy attempting a 3rd and 20. Back to pass goes AB. It's another sack that will keep the clock moving as Navy will bring their special teams unit out onto the field. They've got the ball at around their own 40. We'll see if they mark at the 40 or the 39. But it's going to be 4th and a mile. 42-yard line is where they mark it. A couple of yards forward. We'll see how many seconds Navy can take off the clock before they put this ball in the air. Kick is shanked out of bounds, maybe around the 30. We'll see where the Bulldogs take over. They mark it the 34. Still well in Bulldog territory with only 2:36 remaining in this defensive battle so far. Navy with an opportunity here to come up with another stop.
And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Mississippi State has a 3-point lead.
Handoff up the gut. And Hill picks up 5. Mississippi State goes no huddle.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Back to pass goes Thompson. Almost sacked, but he gets the pass off. It's going to be 3 yards. It looks like he goes out of bounds, and yet Mississippi State running up to the line of scrimmage. It's a running play, broken tackle, big gain up the gut to the left-hand side. It's a 23-yard rush. Kylan Hill took the Navy defense by surprise. A broken tackle made a big play into an even bigger play. Now on the screen pass, Thompson has to throw it away as the Navy defense was ready for it and came with a significant amount of heat. Second and 10 now with 2:01 left in the first half. Mississippi State coming out with 5 receivers. Navy trying to respond with a quarter defense. Finds the 7-yard out. He cuts upfield to turn it into 14. He's tackled in bounds, and that's going to necessitate a no-huddle attack by the Bulldogs. Navy trying to respond on defense. Complete and tackled out of bounds on first down. And now out of bounds, Navy gets an opportunity to reset things on defense. We'll see what they do with the ball on the 13-yard line.
So it's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go.
4 down linemen for the midshipmen. And good pressure and no one really open forces Mississippi State to take the safe route. Navy with an opportunity to rest their defense here going into this 3rd and 2. Touchdown Bulldogs. Kylan Hill picks up the 13-yard gain. And that makes it a 2-score game. The extra point makes it 10-0. Navy will have 3 timeouts, a minute and 45, and an opportunity to return this game to a 1-score game entering halftime.
The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Sends it sailing downfield.
Into the end zone it goes. Navy knows they're at a deficit in momentum. They are unwilling to bring it back under those circumstances. They're aware of that elusive momentum meter. Twin tight end set. AB back to pass, looking, and it's almost complete. He would have been open. We'll see what the play is. It looks like there's a penalty on the play, and it is indeed defensive pass interference. That's going to stop the clock and give Navy yardage. The ideal scenario. They get to keep everyone rested. The ball now out at their 40-yard line. Midshipmen still with 3 timeouts. Maybe on the play action. Rolls right. Looking. Finds his man just before going out of bounds. Amir Lee making a clutch 14-yard catch. That's his 2nd reception of the ball game. And that brings the ball down to Mississippi State's 46-yard line. The clock has stopped. And Navy has 20 seconds to look at the defense. Play action again. AB rolling. Finds his man again. Lee with another catch. He had the same amount of separation as he did last play. And now, inside the 30, go the midshipmen with 1:33 remaining and 3 timeouts. They've exploited the Mississippi State Bulldogs defense with corner routes to the right side. You see how many times they can go to the well on that one. So far, so good. AB on the play action finds Lee again, and he's out of bounds after a 16-yard reception. There's 1:29 remaining. The clock is stopped, and Navy has the ball not 1st and goal, but 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line. They'll call it the 13. Navy with all options in front of them. Twin tight ends set once again for the middies. Still 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs. Back to pass goes AB. Looking. Completes the pass. Breaks the tackle. You couldn't call him under any tighter coverage than that. The defender was right there, but he broke the tackle and fell forward. He turned no gain into 3 And it might be the thing that hurt him. It looks like he's going to have to take a breather. But he came up with a masterful play on that particular down. Now the clock moving, 1:05 and counting. Up the gut he goes for a 3-yard gain by Perry. He's got 6 carries for 5 yards. That's going to bring the ball down now to 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. We are under a minute, well under a minute. There's 36 seconds, 35 and counting.
Looks like he's going to get back in the action here. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Avey back to pass. Is sacked on 3rd down. And Navy calls timeout with 25 seconds left. Willie Gay with his 2nd sack of the game. Going to bring out the kicking unit for the midshipmen, trying to get their first points of this particular ball game. Kick is up, and it's good inside the left upright. And Navy gets their first points. It's 10-3, Mississippi State, with 22 seconds remaining. The midshipmen with 2 timeouts, Mississippi State with 3. And now we're going to take a look at a little bit of strategy here for the midshipmen. So a substitution going on now for the Navy midshipman. Coach Ninja switching in to tight end 2, taking a look at the depth chart. Already making preparations for their next offensive drive.
Excellent kick.
22 seconds, however, remain for the Bulldogs offense. Returned up the gut, gets a few yards, and tackled. It looks like it might be a face mask. So with 18 seconds left, Mississippi State is going to threaten trying to get 3 points. Crucial, 18 seconds coming up now.
So it's time to see this offense go to work again.
This defense couldn't stop them from
Villalobos and the Navy defense trying to take hold here on a key situation. Villalobos reads the screen, makes the tackle. Key play. It's gonna cost Mississippi State a timeout, and they only gain 4 yards. Excellent defense by the midshipmen.
It's 2nd and 6. Ball on the 50.
Quarter again for the midshipmen. Shotgun again for the Bulldogs. Back to pass goes Thompson. Villalobos fights, and it's intercepted by Williams with 8 seconds. Navy has 2 timeouts. Perhaps 2 17-yard passes could get them into field goal range. They do have the 2 timeouts. They certainly don't want to throw an interception because the interception they just got gives them a boost in momentum going into the half. This is a tricky situation, a little bit greedy perhaps for the Navy offense, but in this game it appears that points is points is points.
So Jackson comes out right.
Huge situation here. Machinations going on in the huddle for the midshipmen. There's only 8 seconds remaining in the half, but if you're Navy, you have 2 timeouts. A couple of 15 to 17-yard passes, if they're quick, might give you 1 second to get a kickoff.
I'm not seeing Jackson. Take Frade out. Put Jackson in. And then put
Taylor Jackson coming into the eye tight. We'll see if that has an effect on the football game. Now, breaking the huddle with 8 seconds remaining are the Navy midshipmen. Could you get 2 passes off and still have time in 8 seconds? Is it possible?
34-yard line. First down.
Aby back to pass. Finds his man. Out of bounds he goes. It took 4 seconds. But it was at 5 seconds when he caught it. And he stepped out of bounds at perhaps 4 1/4 or 4 1/2. We'll see if they can hit one more for 15.
Heaves it up there, and one of his guys can come down with it.
Caught it out of bounds with 1 second, but at the at their own 46-yard line, it really only opens up the opportunity for a Hail Mary. Just too many yards to go. Too difficult a situation. Zach Aby, so far in the first half, 14 out of 16. He's played excellently. And it's intercepted. Another similar to our first game of this doubleheader. A desperation pass leads to the only poor play by the quarterback. Zach Aby throws it up for grabs. It results in an interception. Aside from that, he's had a fantastic first half. No shame in that game. And we go to the halftime with a 1-score ball game. 10-3 Mississippi State.
Mississippi State's lead is a touchdown.
We played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollock and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. I'm a fan of seeing guys 1-2 step squeeze, bring your feet, arrive with bad intentions. I don't want to take anything away from these defensive guys, David, but could this be that we're seeing a healthy dose of some pretty bad offense, too?
It goes hand in hand, doesn't it, Reese? I mean, usually, sometimes, pretty good defense makes, average offenses look really, really bad. But, when you have a great defense and you can take something away, especially the strength of the other offense, and make them do things that they don't do.
10-3 Mississippi State led at the half. We're going to start the second half now with Navy trailing by 7 and kicking off. Both defenses coming up with plays in the first half, limiting this to a slog in heavy rain and mud and blood and guts. 10-3 the score here in the third quarter.
It's a new possession for this offense, so what will it hold? Mississippi State is up a score.
4 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. Back to pass they go, and there's nowhere to go. It's a no-gain play. Malik Heath with 1 catch for 0 yards. No huddle they go. Back to pass is Thompson. Finds the slant, and he is unable to hang on. The wide receiver on the slant from right to left, unable to hang on. Now going to be 3rd and 10. Cover 4 for Navy. Going deep. Incomplete. It's going to be a punt. It's going to be a 3 and out as the Navy defense responds to start the second half.
I think this defense has played well enough to be able to win this game.
Mississippi State forced to punt, and Navy, down by 7, takes possession 30 seconds into the second half at midfield.
The offense isn't quite doing enough to be able to build on that lead.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure. But they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt.
Shotgun split big. Handoff up the gut goes nowhere. Handman with a -1 yard rush. Now going to be 2nd and 11, just inside Navy territory.
From their own 49-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Eleven personnel for the midshipmen. Avey back to pass, looking. Finds Perry out of the backfield, and he picks up a couple. Now going to be 3rd and 8. Third and 8 now from the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs. 5 wide receivers for the Middies.
5 wide receivers.
Avey back to pass, looking, finds his underneath man. He picks up 5, but it's not enough for the first down. Going to be 4th and 3 here in the third quarter. Now the midshipmen do have 1 4th down they can use during the course of the football game. We'll see if they elect to use it now or later. They can, however, in addition to that, go for 4th downs if they're trailing in the 4th. So they're going to spend their 4th down here early in the third quarter. Big play coming here. Caught over the middle. It's good for a first down. Taylor Jackson needed 3. He got 4, and the drive continues. Navy still trailing by 7, but with a fresh set of downs at the 39-yard line. Read option. Avey on the keeper. Almost gets the first down, but picks up 9. It's going to be every coach's favorite down and distance. 2nd and 1 when we break the huddle here at the 30.
Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1.
2nd down, 1 yard to go. Gets the pitch off. It's a broken tackle, and it's a first down. That may have only gone for 4 yards, but it took a team to get it. It took a lot of determination to get it. And Navy gets the first down. A key play there for the midshipmen. Bishop, to answer your question, we bought digital copies a long time ago. This is season 14 of League One. This is bowl season. This is the BBVA Compass Bowl between Navy and Mississippi State. We play on the most difficult sliders possible. We are now in season 14. We bought digital copies back when you could. Up the gut to Perry. Picks up 4. Going to be 2nd and 6. We're almost at the halfway point of the third quarter. It's 10-3 here in this swampy, rainy, foggy bowl.
From the 23-yard line, 2nd down.
Shotgun set for the middies. 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a halfback. 11 personnel. Back to pass goes Avey. Finds his halfback. Perry out of the backfield. Picks up the first down and 2 more. It's an 8-yard gain. Going to be a fresh set of downs here as Navy continues to march the ball down the field.
It's the 9th play of the drive.
Ball now at the 15. 1st and 10. Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Perry picks the handoff and gets the first down. Picks his way through the defense for 11 yards, his longest carry of the game, as Navy had the perfect call, had set that play up through their play calling, and was able to exploit the defense to get a 1st and goal from the 4.
Play of the drive.
First and goal. Out of the wide trips. Up the gut goes Perry. He's got the first down and the touchdown. It is 6 points on the board as Navy is an extra point from tying the football game. Out of the back of the end zone it goes. And the Bulldogs will start their ensuing drive from their 25. As Navy has tied the football game. We're 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Single back set for the Bulldogs. Back to pass and complete. On the slant from left to right. The second tackler gets there and stops his forward progress 1 yard into Navy territory. And just like that, Mississippi State is driving. Handoff up the gut. The defense is ready. And it's tackled for no gain. They're still going to go no huddle. But it gives Navy a breather, a chance to reset. Sacked in the backfield. A massive play by the Navy defense. It's going to turn 2nd and 10 into 3rd and 16. There were too many bodies there. Navy came with the aggression. It was the right recipe for the situation, and it results in a massive loss for the Bulldogs. Now 3rd and 16 here late in the third.
They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers.
Complete over the middle. It's short of the first down. It's going to be good for 7 to Travis Talley. His third catch for 40 yards. And now, in the third quarter, Mississippi State's going to be forced to punt. This is a slugfest. 10-10, approaching the final frame. Into the end zone it goes, and Navy will take over at the 20.
Into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Ten to 10 we sit. 1:25 remaining. Coach Ninja trying to milk everything that he can out of his football team is now going into team management, strategy, game management, trying to maximize what he can out of his offense.
They ran the ball very well on their last drive, and it resulted in 6.
Twin tight end set for Navy. 1st and 10. Back to pass goes AB. Out to the left side to Jackson. He picks up 8. Now going to be 2nd and 2. 1:15 and counting on the clock in the third quarter. Up the gut they go. Perry just shy of the first down.
If it's any consolation, he did pick up some positive yards, but I doubt that's enough.
Now going to be 3rd and 1. Up the gut they go. They get the first down. Gargiulo falls forward.
They keep it on the ground and get the first down.
Give credit to the big boys up front. They did an excellent job of allowing the back to get nice yardage there.
Balanced play selection for Navy so far. 20 rushes, 22 passes. Now facing 1st and 10 at their own 35. Out of the backfield to Perry. Picks up 4 yards on first down. Going to be 2nd and 6.
From their own 39-yard line.
Could be the last play of the third quarter. We'll see. It is indeed. And we will go to the fourth quarter tied at 10. Out of the huddle they come. First play of the fourth quarter. Handoff up the gut. Perry finds it wide open. Mississippi State caught completely off guard. And Navy gets a fresh set of downs. First and 10, ball at the 48-yard line of the midshipmen. Avey hands off up the gut. Perry finds a hole and more. It's a first down. It's a 17-yard gain. And once again, The midshipmen catch the Bulldog defense sleeping.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 36-yard
7:18 remaining in the football game. Tied at 10. Navy taking a look at the injury report. We see that Amir Lee is out right now with a minor injury. He's expected back soon, but it might affect how Navy operates here in the here and now. Caught by Frade. They show faith in the second tight end. Zach Frade with a 3-yard catch. AB so far 21 out of 24. Navy maintains possession at the 33-yard line in a 10-10 ball game. AB with the handoff up the gut. It's a loss of 2. The clock now moving at 6:22. 3rd and 9 from the 35. Many possibilities exist here. A sack will take Navy out of field goal range. A completion could net a first down.
Defense goes with the extra defensive backs as the offense comes up 5 wide.
AB back to pass, looking, throws it, and it's in traffic, and yet Jackson comes up with a miracle 24-yard catch. The coverage could not have been better. It was a pass that should have never been thrown, but AB had faith in Jackson, and he released the ball, and Jackson comes up with the biggest catch for Navy's offense so far today. A massive play, taking the ball all the way down to the 11-yard line here, under 6 minutes to play.
Here's play number 10 on the drive.
Shotgun single back set. Up the gut they go, and Perry is into the end zone, waltzing in, and that is a touchdown for the midshipmen. They now have the lead for the first time tonight. 17-10, midshipmen lead. There's only 5.5 minutes remaining, but Mississippi State does have the football. They're going to start this drive with a 1st and 10 on their own 24.
It's this drive that could really dictate the tone for the last quarter.
Up the gut they go. Breaks the tackle. Gets 7.5, which turns into 9.5. No huddle they go. And the defense was ready for it that time. Tackled for a loss. Hudson Sullivan. in on the play, a multiple all-conference selection, a multi-year star playing in his final career game.
So it's third down now, and they're going to need about 4.
3rd and 4. Bulldogs out of the huddle. Screen pass, looking to the right side, and tackled for a big loss. It's a 5-yard loss. And now Mississippi State with a tough decision to make. They're going to punt. It has been a defensive game. They're hoping to maintain that and get one more shot.
Walker will be the return man.
Midshipmen thankful to take possession of the football with a 1-score lead.
And he's taken down at the 48.
Trey Walker with a fantastic 20-yard return on the special teams play. That's a good chunk of field position. But more importantly, it takes a little bit more pressure off of the Navy offense. Going into formation subs, leaving no stone unturned, the Navy midshipmen looking at what options are available to them in their favored twin tight end eye tight set. Perfectly content to make a few late season machinations. There's 50 formation subs you can do for your team. Most teams have a hard time running out of them. Navy has plenty of arrows left in that quiver, and they're able to make some adjustments here in their bowl game.
You know this is a real crucial time in the game.
1st and 10 now. Navy trying to milk the clock.
Up by a touchdown.
Up the gut they go. Tackled for a 2-yard gain is Malcolm Perry. Going to be 2nd and 8. Perry with a 4.1 yard average, 62 yards rushing today, as Navy has been able to keep Mississippi State off guard.
From the 45-yard line. 2nd down.
Once again in the twin tight end set. This time it looks like they might be passing. Man in motion. AB back to pass. Incomplete pass. Zach Aby so far today, 22 out of 25. A fantastic completion percentage. Now going to be facing a 3rd and 8. .344 remains in the football game. That's regulation time. We're coming to you live from Birmingham, where Navy leads by 7. Back to pass goes Aby, and he's sacked for a loss. He doesn't want to throw the pick. He makes the smart decision, doesn't throw it up for grabs, but it does take the sack. The clock still moving, as Navy, leading by 7, will be forced to punt.
They look like they've got the block on, and this offensive line's got to give him some time.
Milking the clock, Navy takes it all the way down, punts the ball. Mississippi State calls fair catch, as the coverage was good. And taking over at their own 10-yard line, trailing by 7 in this defensive football game. The Navy defense will try to hold off the Bulldogs, leading 17-10. Less than 3 minutes to go.
Just under 3 to go in regulation.
Screen pass out to the right side. Caught and tackled for a big loss. 3-yard loss. That's going to make it 2nd and 13. It's going to take more than a screen pass to beat this Navy defense today.
From their own 7-yard line. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 13 now. Ball inside the 10. Screen pass again. Out to the right side. Caught. Breaks the tackle. Gets the first down, and he's just kept in bounds. It's a first down, but it keeps the clock moving. And with 2:27, Mississippi State has a first down just inside their own 30-yard line. Screen again, and again tackled for a 3-yard loss. Another 2nd and 13. So far, 30 seconds have come off the clock. Mississippi State's gotten 15 yards. Second and 13 now for the Bulldogs. 3-man front for Navy. Pass complete. 1/2 of a broken tackle before help arrives. It's only going to keep the clock moving. Good for a few yards, but not nearly enough. Now 3rd and 10. No huddle they go. Back to pass. Looking. Finds his man, and he's out of bounds after a 17-yard gain. 1:41 remaining. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Still inside their own territory. Scramble play by Thompson. He doesn't break the tackle. The clock's moving. No timeout by the Bulldogs. 2nd and 3. Both teams scrambling. Back to pass goes Thompson. Looks and caught right at the sideline for a 6-yard gain. Now 1st and 10 Mississippi State at the Navy 43-yard line. Both teams still with 3 timeouts remaining.
From the 43-yard line. First down. They come out in a 5-wide.
5 wide set for the Bulldogs. Cover 4 for Navy. Underneath throw. Complete short of the first down. Still no timeout for Mississippi State. Clock moving.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
Heavy pressure, but the pass gets off. Complete and out of bounds. And with less than a minute to play, Mississippi State has 3 timeouts still, and the ball at the Navy 26-yard line. The Navy defense going to be forced to come up with a play, come up with a stop. The clock really no longer a factor with Mississippi State with 3 timeouts. It simply becomes about stopping them. Complete to the left side. Out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. Personal foul, roughing the passer. That's going to negate half the distance to the goal line. And Mississippi State now is close enough to where you wonder if the right strategy is Navy letting them score. They're coming out in the 4-3 under. Handoff up the gut. Into the end zone they go. We got a tie ball game. However, with 51 seconds left, Navy has 3 timeouts, and a field goal will win it.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Just under a minute left in the 4th fourth quarter, and this game hasn't failed to disappoint. The score is tied up at 17. Mississippi State kicked this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Late in the fourth quarter now, game
Tie ball game, 17-17 here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Intercepted by Mississippi State. Morgan with the pick. And with 46 seconds left, they have the ball at the 40-yard line of Navy. Now Mississippi State with 3 timeouts.
from the 41-yard line. It's first down.
Complete for a few yards inside the 35 to the 34. Clock moving. Mississippi State elects not to call the timeout. They're going to rush to the line of scrimmage. And yet take their time to snap the ball. Precious seconds ticking off the clock.
Navy's going to use their first time out of the half.
And Navy elects to call timeout with 18 seconds left. The ball resting at the 35-yard line. They wanted to get a fresh unit on the field. They wanted to get a fresh look on the field. They wanted to see what Mississippi State might do. Screen pass. Incomplete pass. And now it's 3rd and 4. 15 seconds remaining. Navy coming out on defense. 4 down linemen. Shotgun set for Mississippi State. Screen pass off to the left and sacked. Massive play. Boy, did they need that. That is a game-saving defensive play by the Navy defense. That's going to send this game into overtime. That is a clutch play on a 3rd and long.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Late in the fourth quarter in a one-possession game, and poise is what it's all about here.
From their own 20, Navy coming out in the quarterback kneel formation, perfectly content to go to overtime, having just gotten the interception. We are now going to overtime. We'll see the coin toss here as to who gets the ball to start. It's heads. Mississippi State wins the toss. And they elect to defend first in the opening inning. Navy will start us off in the top of the first overtime.
And we're back ready now for overtime.
Twin tight end set for the midshipman. Back to pass goes AB. Looking, finds Frade. He makes the catch, gets 2 yards. Now going to be 2nd and 8. The clock is inconsequential. Rain still pouring down here in overtime in Birmingham. Shotgun wide trips for the middies. 4 down linemen for Mississippi State. They find Perry out of the backfield. He's tackled after the catch, but not before he picks up 5.
Very tight on their timing.
Third and 4 from the 19-yard line for the midshipmen. AB back to pass, hits the slant route, and Kelvin Wright hangs on in traffic. He's got 4 catches for 36, but none more important than that one. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the midshipmen inside the 15-yard line.
From the 12-yard line, 1st down.
Coach Ninja surveying the field. Up the gut they go. Perry catches him off guard and waltzes into the end zone. The first points of overtime. The top half of the first inning. Navy takes the opening salvo.
It's a brand new ball game once you get to overtime, and this was a really big score. These guys have taken charge. Now it's their game to win.
Special teams unit comes out to kick the extra point and put Navy up by 7 indeed. Mississippi State will now open the bottom half of the frame here in the first overtime. They need a touchdown to win. That means they'll go for a 4th down play. "25-yard line is where we start. The Navy midshipmen trying to hold again on defense. Complete to the left side, breaks the tackle inside the 10 and into the end zone. One play, and Malik Heath ties the football game, awaiting the extra point.
So they come up with the equalizer.
This offense did just what they had to do. They knew they needed 6 points, and they got it. That was just a great series.
Will be tied with the extra point.
Kick is up and good. We're tied going into double overtime.
Well, this is why I love the overtime rules in college football. Both teams had a fair shot at it, and they'll get another opportunity to try it again.
Top of the order for the second inning of overtime, and Mississippi State starts with the football.
10 to go. Ball on the 25.
Screen pass. Thompson back to pass. Finds his man. Picks up a block. Gets the 1st down. And it's good for 1st and 10 from about the 11. Despite the fact that there's no game clock anymore, Mississippi State still elects to go with the no huddle. It proves somewhat fruitful as Kylan Hill picks up 4. Now going to be 2nd and 6 from about the 7. They're going to call it the 6.5. They can conceivably get a 1st down should they come up just inches shy of the goal line.
They're at the 6. 2nd down. They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
Thompson on the handoff. One broken tackle, but the 2nd and 3rd tackler bottle him up. Now going to be a big 3rd down here for the Navy defense. This is what they've worked for. This is what they played for. Let's see what they got. Screen pass out to the left side. Caught. One broken tackle, but the 2nd and 3rd defender once again converge. And it looks like Navy is going to hold Mississippi State to a field goal in the top half of the 2nd inning of overtime. Kick is up and good, and Navy now knows a touchdown wins it, and a field goal will take us to a 3rd overtime.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 25-yard line.
They will start from the 25 here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. First and 10 in the football game. Handoff up the gut. Quarterback keeper on the read option. Picks up big yards and almost scores the winning touchdown. They're going to call him down anticlimactically at the 1 yard line. A massive play by Aby. Exposed the defensive call. And now Navy is 3 feet from victory. Not even. Looks like about a foot and a half. Up the gut they go. It is good for the touchdown. Navy wins the BBVA Compass Bowl. They are bowl champions. A massive victory over Mississippi State. It was a hard-fought game here in the rain in the swampy, foggy confines of Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, the home of the UAB Blazers. Navy gets their 8th win, finishes 8-5. Malcolm Perry, the player of the game, 75 yards rushing, several key catches on offense as well. (30-27) the final score. Navy succeeds in double overtime against the SEC's Mississippi State Bulldogs. Navy moves, as we said, to 8-5 on the season. Mississippi State falls to 6-7. Navy are the BBVA Compass Bowl champions. We'll see where they rank in the final standings. That information may or may not be passed on to you, but it will certainly have an effect on where they begin the next season. However, the point remains that they end the season on a high note, winning multiple games out of their last few games, having a winning record towards the second half of the season, and triumphing over an SEC team in double overtime in their bowl game. They will start the season next season with a fair bit of momentum. We're going to take a quick look at some game stats here as we take a look at what may have transpired, what may have led to this Navy win. 30-27 in 2 overtimes. We see the first downs, Navy had the edge. Mississippi State put up a fight, but it was the Navy defense, the unsung heroes of the Navy defense, that held Mississippi State just enough for them to do just enough on offense to get the victory. You see 30 for 85 on the ground game for Navy. That is below their average throughout the season. They never gave up on the running game. They still played possession football. They still tried to maintain control of the football game. And their defense held Mississippi State to 12 first downs. And that was the difference in the ball game. You see the third down percentage, 58-40. Navy got a key, very crucially important fourth down conversion. Their one fourth down attempt at the football game was a good one, and it meant a lot towards them winning this game. You see the red zone, 100% for both teams. Navy had 2 turnovers to Mississippi State's 1, and yet still triumphed in double overtime because they were focused, they were ready, and they responded to a lot of curveballs throughout the game. Going into the game, you may not have expected it to turn out the way that it did, but Navy was able to respond to the situation presented to them. They triumphed in double overtime. Zach Aby, in his final game, finishes 25 out of 30 83% passing. Also contributes Perry.
And still a negative rushing.
Perry with 4 rushing touchdowns, 17 for 75, but 4 rushing touchdowns, and in addition, 6 catches for 34 yards. He's the player of the game on offense for the midshipmen. Although Amir Lee and Taylor Jackson both contributed with some key plays on offense for the midshipmen. It was a calculated, very studious, small margin of error victory for the midshipmen. But they do indeed get it against a higher rated overall team. They triumph in double overtime, 30-27. We thank you for joining us for this bowl extravaganza, culminating in the conclusion of season 14 in League 1. We hope you'll join us for season 15 as both of these teams look to continue their resurgence next season. We hope you have an excellent week. Good luck on your finals. Have an excellent weekend. Kick its ass.